edition with Julie Snoke.
Good morning and welcome. Our live feed from 9news.com.au will update on your screen throughout the bulletin. Thousands of holidaymakers are stranded in Bali as thick...
This is 9 News with Davina Smith.
Good morning. We start with breaking news out of Indonesia, where Bali 9 ringleaders Andrew Chan and Myron Sukumaran have been transferred from Kerobokan prison under heavy military guard.
This is the Queensland edition of 9's Morning News with Eva Millick.
Good morning. Taxes will not be raised to pay for our $500 million part in the international fight against ISIL in the Middle East.
This is 9 News Now with Amelia Adams.
Today on 9 News Now, breaking news out of New South Wales. 3 bodies have been discovered on a rural property. We will get the latest from police. Also, close to 2,000 jobs to go at Australia Post after a $500 million loss. A mother and her 3-year-old boy in hospital after their car smashed into a Sydney home. A good behaviour bond for the teenager who supplied ecstasy that killed her best friend. And he's the voice, and he's back. John Farnham's latest collaboration with an Aussie icon.
This is 9 News with Davina Smith.
Good afternoon. These are our top stories. New vision emerges as a man faces court accused of trying to run down a bridal party in Sydney's southwest. He's pleaded not guilty. Tony Abbott speaks for the first time live on radio after being ousted as Prime Minister, why he says he was never watching his own back. And Australia's share market has closed after a day of multi-billion-dollar losses. What fuelled the bloodbath, and is it a taste of the falls to come?
This is the Queensland edition of 9's Afternoon News with Eva Millick.
Good afternoon. Southeast tourist hotspots are packed with families soaking up the sunshine on the last day of school holidays.
This is Adelaide's 9 News.
Good afternoon. The Adelaide Football Club has confirmed its new senior coach has been taken from crosstown rival Port Adelaide.
Tonight, the Parramatta shooting. The family and the Premier paid tribute to the victim. But who helped the teenage terrorist? The doctor who came to the rescue after a hit and run in Bondi. The Cowboys play it cool while the Broncos turn tourist as the fans gather for tonight's grand final showdown. Sydney swelters, we reveal the cleanest beaches and rivers to escape the heat. And the sweetest victory. The Wallabies send England crashing out of the Rugby World Cup.
This is 9 News with Peter Overton.
Good evening. A kind, gentle and loving man. That's how a devastated family has described Curtis Cheng.
Tonight, 3 teenage best mates killed in a horror smash in the Dandenongs. Prison still in lockdown as the Premier vows to get tough on rioters. A motorcyclist dies while trying to flee police. $5 million worth of ice found inside children's toys. Federal Parliament sets a date to vote on same-sex marriage. And Victoria's first female governor gets down to work.
This is 9 News with Peter Hitchner.
Good evening. A tight-knit community in the Dandenong Ranges is mourning the loss of 3 teenagers killed when their out-of-control car slammed into trees at Avensley.
The high-speed hoon and the spectacular manoeuvre police used to stop him.
Fire rips through an inner Brisbane workshop forcing evacuations.
Support for murdered mum Tara Brown as her accused killer is ordered to stand trial.
Abused former students stopped from delivering a list of demands to the school where they were attacked.
And Charles and Camilla join millions in paying their respects on Remembrance Day.
This is 9 News Queensland.
Good evening. A car thief has made a fast and furious attempt to evade police in a breathtaking display of dangerous driving.
Unmasked at last, the former teacher who'll stand trial for a murder that traumatised the state.
A sad end for an elderly Adelaide couple who were devoted to each other.
The new Turnbull Minister's class photo. Now the work begins.
First Mad March, now Silly Spring, is set to bring our city alive.
And Patrick Dangerfield tipped to announce a shift to Geelong after the Brownlow.
This is Adelaide's 9 News with Kate Collins and Brenton Reglis.
Good evening. A convicted child killer will next week stand trial over the murder of southern suburbs schoolgirl Louise Bell more than 3 decades ago.
This is 9 News Perth with Tim McMillan and Emmy Kabansky.
Welcome to 9 News.
Tonight, a major development in a 16-year mystery. A man facing murder charges over the disappearance of teenager Hayley Dodd.
A victim's anger as a deadly drink driver gets permission to return to the roads.
Revealed the warped and twisted life of the Sydney siege gunman.
Mick Malthouse running out of time, given 2 weeks to save his job.
And Tomo's close call, his lesson and his reminder to others, Liam Bartlett reports.
Good evening. It's taken almost 16 years, but tonight, finally, there's a major development in the Hayley Dodd mystery, one of WA's most baffling missing persons cases.
Tonight, a million reasons to go fishing with the first barramundi of the $1 Million Fish competition caught. Farewell to a devoted father and colleague. Hundreds lined the streets to honour terror victim Curtis Chang. The Prime Minister in New Zealand standing firm on tough new visa rules. And a time trial with a difference as the Solar Car Challenge heats up.
This is 9 News with Zara Rachu.
Good evening. The $1 Million Fish competition has only been running for 17 days. And already one lucky angler has reeled in a prized barramundi.
Surfside bus explodes into flames outside council. Police farewell one of our city's finest. And black cats, bloodsuckers and polar bear pumpkins. It's the Ghoul Coast.
Live from 50 Cavill Avenue, Surfers Paradise. This is 9 Gold Coast News.
Good evening. It happened in an instant, a Surfside bus erupting in flames just metres from a council administration building at Nerang.
This is 9 News, first at 5 with Alicia Loxley.
Good afternoon. A mother has described her absolute terror the moment a man tried to carjack her vehicle with her baby in the back seat.
A dream start for our new Prime Minister with an immediate boost in the polls and the backing of business. But for how long can Treasurer Joe Hockey survive?
A horror smash leaves a woman dead. A second victim is airlifted to hospital in Sydney. We're live with the latest.
The shocking death of a pensioner tied up and killed in his own home. We have new details from Victoria Police.
Harry's sacrifice, the Prince's amazing gesture for the war veterans who survived one of the biggest battles in history.
A death-defying record attempt high above the streets of Melbourne. Will bring it to you live and dangerous.
And a few home truths about Sylvia. Find out what she was really like at school, if she was any good at her first job, and the secrets her family really want you to know.
Oh, it's going to be a little beauty today. It's Wednesday the 16th of September 2015. Yeah, dishing the dirt on Sylvia Jeffries. How cool is that?
My sister is in all sorts of trouble.
Tonight, Get Set Australia for Lidl. We take you inside the new discount grocery giant. Plus, they're having a baby. Our exclusive with Jeffrey Edelston at his young wife, Gabby. And married at first sight, but will the couples last now the weddings and honeymoons are a distant memory? Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. Those stories soon.